Saturday. It's a bit cloudy, but the vibes are high here at Rythmia, and I have my friend Sam that he so kindly said yes to share with us his profound experience that he had this week here at Rythmia. So thank you so much for saying yes, Sam.
Of course. Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to talk about it.
Thank you so much. So I would love to know. Let's see, what was for you? I'm going to start here. What was the highlight of your week? And I know there are many, but like if we could start with the one highlight that comes to mind.
There's so much that happened. It's hard to pick one, but right. I think the Friday morning I think was the best moment for me. Yes. The last ceremony, it was an all night long, seemed like an all night long concert, right. With all the beautiful music, shamans, the healing. It was so profound. I've never experienced love like that from others and myself. And to trust that, I think the first 3 nights, it was almost like you're not used to that in your normal life. Like you're trained to sort of be distrustful and think people have, ulterior motives, and everything is very transactional. And you don't feel like, and when you have your problems, right. There's a lot of pressure just to, hold it down, deal with it yourself, suppress it. And you kind of feel guilty about your issues and complaining about them, because obviously everyone has problems. I had a great childhood, for the most part, and I grew up with a wonderful family in a wonderful town. But inevitably, as a human being, stuff happens to you.
Inevitably.
And and it's tough to learn how to heal that. And I feel like that's what I really learned, how to heal myself this week. And
beautiful. So, and you said something before we started this conversation that I said I would love for you to repeat that, because it is intense, it is beautiful, it's profound. And you said that you are so grateful that we offer all the support and all the classes, because you would have at some point you would have probably said, "Ooh, this is
too much." Yeah,
this is a lot.
I before I came here, I was considering going to Peru for a trip in the jungle.
Okay.
But as things inevitably worked out, I ended up here at Rythmia. God. And I couldn't imagine experiencing the medicine without learning the stuff I learned in the workshops, and from just the amount of knowledge and support you're given day after day, and the amount of time you get to integrate and talk about your experiences with everyone else.
And before you were saying that, in a normal life outside of here, like you have to suppress your problems. You don't want to talk about it because but here at least.
Yeah, that's the most beautiful thing about this place. I experienced, now that there's this, as you say, renaissance of plant medicine working its way through the culture. And I tried some for the first time this summer, and I felt a lot of stuff. Or it wasn't ayahuasca. I tried something else, and I was with, all the people I went with. I kind of came in with my own intentions for taking it, but it wasn't aligned with everyone else's, and so I didn't want to ruin their experience. And I had a lot of stuff coming up, but I remember hearing someone say, like, if something heavy comes up, just like push it back down. Like we don't really want to like deal with it. And I felt it coming up, but I felt like I couldn't really be around others because I was having this intense emotional experience. And here it's the opposite. It's encouraged and that is how you heal. That is how you have to let the emotions come up and feel them, acknowledge them. And I learned that if you do that and you surrender to that, they'll inevitably will pass through, and you'll be replaced by the feeling you've craving your whole life, which is just that peace, that love. Like I've never been in a place of so much love, and it's like it's a magical feeling of just being in a community that's so that's just filled with love. It's like,
it's so amazing. I know. And every week the group is so perfect. Like the energies, they entangle in a perfect way. And I see it. I've been here for almost 6 years. And so every group has its own magic, its own energy. And it's so.
By the end of the week, you feel like you're going to be best friends forever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. Like even some people, because you're definitely processing a lot. It's hard to even like, there's some people you won't even really even remember their name until the last day, but they're still giving them hugs, and you're still, you're still feel very connected to them. And then inevitably, you get to find time to connect with people and talk about, just what's important to you and what you've gone through. And and you feel very connected, and everyone's on the same.
That's it. Like it's true connection that we have. You experience here at Rythmia. We don't want to push the feelings down. We want to feel it to heal it. And that vulnerability really helps us to connect with other human beings. It's so good. I would love to see if I can see the comments, but for whatever reason, let's go to the chat. Okay. Hi, John from Scotland. Hi, Karen from California. Suzanne. Hi. Appreciation, says Ellie. Katarzyna. Hi from Poland. So cool. Christopher, much love from Canada, buddy. Do you know Christopher?
I don't think so.
Oh, cupid. All right. Well, if you are live with us, say hi. And then we'll say hi to you in a moment. I would love to know, I know there's many miracles, many things, but when we were having lunch, you were talking about one of the miracles or one of the things that you experienced here that was so profound for you. And it was something around fear and then overcoming that fear.
Yeah, I think I was able to unearth a lot of fears that I kind of had repressed, that I think had played a really big part in my life and definitely controlled a lot of my actions and beliefs.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot of that. I felt like I was almost back there in that time, and it was challenging to go through, but what's crazy, just how the medicine works in that way. Like it just brings that to the surface. But I think that, what they taught us is that what's coming is going. So I just kept thinking like this feeling, I remember feeling this. So it's definitely in there and it's coming up, and now just trust and surrender and let it go. And, that was through breathing, just doing what you got to do, shaking, purging, yawning. There's all these different ways of getting it out. The music was very instrumental in that. The musicians, it was the best music I think I've ever heard in my life. Like it was just mind blowing.
Oh, wow.
How integral that was towards moving out the energy, and the shamans, like how they were able to manage the room and know when you were, you always had support when you're in there. Like if shamans were always, and the helpers were always there. If they saw you were having a tough time, they were there to work on you and to help move things through. And so I the fear is not gripping anymore. I came in very anxious, and I feel very relieved of that. And I believe I'm like a much stronger person. Like you hear from a lot of spiritual teachers, like you are a resilient human being.
Yes.
But for a long time, I didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
And I lost that belief in myself. And I just had a sense that I am strong and resilient.
You are. Wow. That's so cool. I love that you brought up that teaching that the shamans and the helpers, they teach us here what is coming is going, what is coming is going. But if it's coming and we suppress it, it stays.
Yep.
And also you mentioned the breath work, how important it is to keep the breath going so that you can release it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious, what do you think about the breath work that we offer here?
I love the breath work. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was a very profound experience as well. The first night we did breath work, and I definitely had a strong emotional purge. It set me up for the rest of the week, and then it was very important to use that throughout the ceremonies in terms of just, learning how to properly breathe and to stay in it. And something I'm definitely going to take with me as I leave. And it's a tool you can use to continue this work that is, I'm looking forward to continue working. And they give you the tools to continue. It's not like you get a week. It's like you're given a new life almost. Like it's like the start of something very new when I get home. Just I feel like I have a whole new toolbox to use to stay in the heart. And
so good.
And I'd been working on myself, like on some of that stuff for a few years, and there's a lot of resistance towards meditation and doing breath work on my own. I knew it was important, but I couldn't get myself to really make it a practice. There was a lot of just resistance towards it. And now I almost feel the opposite, and I feel like called to do it and excited to do it now.
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So if people, when you get back home, they ask you, how was it? And you were to give them like an elevator sentence, not a pitch, but what would you say this experience was for you in a couple of words?
So it's hard to even say, but it was probably the best thing I've ever done.
Wow.
This is how I think you're meant to feel. I've always wanted to feel. And I mean, I've sort of been trying to think about what I'd say when I got home. I haven't really been able to fully collect myself totally, but there's it's the hardest work you'll ever do, but it's the best work you'll ever do.
Yes. It's
work of true love for yourself. It's working on.
Yeah.
It's work for you, and by healing yourself, you'll be able to, help others in the way you want.
And one of the things that I know for a lot of people is that just you in this energy, just going home without having to say much, they'll get it.
Yeah, I really don't think I'm going to say that much. I really just want to express myself with just a hug and show them, hold them hung up a little tighter.
Yeah.
Be more present.
Yes.
Showing up, and then just, and continuing to continue the journey of figuring out who I am, what I like to do, like what was blocking me from, soft times. Easy to sit in your comfort zone and sit inside, and it's just hard to take that first step. And now feel excited to continue to figure out what I like and whatnot.
Talk about getting out of your comfort zone and in the magic zone this week, and you did it. If you were doubting that you're resilient this week, like you said, is the best evidence that I can believe in myself. There's so much power in you.
Yeah, it's will take you to your, let's say, almost your limits of uncomfort, but it's just, I guess I go back to the community and the and the workshops and the instructions, because you're better able to navigate those new places and that uncomfort.
Right.
And the first, I think everyone probably had a very similar experience, is that the first few nights you're definitely questioning yourself. You're like, oh shit, like this is really this is tough work, but it's because you're just doing something new. It's a brand new. And so you just all, and you all have each other's back, and you're all, pumping yourself up to go back. And when when you're in it, sometimes you don't think you're going to be able to do it, but the next day you always bounce back, and you get each other there. And then by the fourth ceremony, why it was the best is because I just felt like I was able to find comfort in it, just because I had spent the first few nights really in that uncomfort, and it was in and out, but I felt like I was able to break through.
So good.
Just because I understood how I was learning about how the medicine's working, and you just have to trust that it's working, how it should.
Yeah.
So.
And what a great metaphor for life, because sometimes we're going through tough times, and pain is medicine.
Yeah.
And we're drinking our pain, and it's breaking us open, and just to have that trust, there's something here working out. And then there's that moment when you break through.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. Let's say hello to a couple of you. Let's go back. I see lots of people. Hi, Melissa. Gwen. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Dave Harris. Hi, Jeff. Gwen. I met you for years. I remember you, Gwen Moore. It's a good plant medicine, says the gateway to self-healing. Ryan Keys. Thank you. Lisa Clark. Hearts. William. Is this about A Course in Miracles? No. I like to talk about A Course in Miracles in the class that I teach a little bit, but it's the same idea. You come in here with a perception, the medicine heals you, and you shift your perception back to love, back to truth, and that's how you get your miracle. So beautiful. And there's another explanation about the miracle, but you'll have to come here to get it. Ryan says, now comes the integration, keep strong. Matthew says, done Jerry's breathing technique. It's great, but I've also done Wim Hof breathing method. Yeah, it's also amazing. So good, you guys. So true. The Wim Hof, amazing. Yeah, we use very similar one to Wim Hof. Thank you guys for saying hi. Mayor Stan says, thanks for speaking. Greece, Stella, so many people from so many places. So Sam, would you like to say something else before we say goodbye to these beautiful people?
So I would just it just feels so good to connect. I didn't feel like I was connected for a long time, and it's like anything. It's like showing up to summer camp when you're a little kid. Like you just don't you don't know anyone. You don't but you inevitably find people you connect with. You build amazing friendships, and you're all. And it's just so much love that I've really never experienced. There's no ego here. There's no fighting. It's just pure love. And everyone here is so beautiful. And I'm so just grateful for the experience.
I'm so grateful you did this. So good. So much love. I hope you guys are getting the vibration of this work. I'm feeling his energy. It's like, it's so beautiful. It's so good. Now it's time to integrate, to bring all this love back home. And I feel sometimes that Rythmia is like a little demo of the new world of what's coming.
That'd be nice.
Right? Imagine a world like this.
Yeah.
Everybody just giving hugs. You need to cry. That's all right.
Yeah.
So good. Awesome, guys. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for saying yes, Sam,
You're welcome.
for sharing your testimony. Someone the other day said you got to go through the test to give your testimony. He went through the test and now he's giving a big, huge testimony. So thank you so much. Have a great day and I'll see you next weekend. Goodbye.